So, Prince Harry's going to have a book out, isn't he? That's presumably going to be written in crayon and contain the kind of childish doodles that any parent would rather incinerate than stick on the fridge door. It's entitled Spare, which actually is exactly what Prince Harry is, an entitled spare part. We all know, don't we, the price that the artist formerly known as Prince Harry had for selling out his entire family, damaging the monarchy and helping to farm this ridiculous notion that Britain is a racist country. That price is somewhere in the region of 20 million quid, apparently. That's the advance payment for this book. And it doesn't matter what he's paid after that, because the truth is that once he signed an advance, he'd signed his family away. People wondering how sensational this book will be? The answer, obviously, is very. Because if it isn't, then it'll be a massive disappointment to the people who've just paid him 20 million big ones, and that can't happen, can it? This book will be the longest suicide note in history when it comes to what is left of Harry's reputation with the British public. It was apparently going to be out for Christmas, but that's been delayed so he doesn't have to suffer the embarrassment of being bumped down the bestsellers list by someone who can actually use joined-up writing. Harry has employed the same ghostwriter as tennis superstar Andre Agassi, another person who's used to serving up absolute balls to the world. I, for one, am really looking forward to the audiobook version, reportedly set to be narrated by Harry himself. I imagine that will sound a lot like Gareth Gates' first X Factor audition. There'll be pauses for crying, deep breathing exercises, and the occasional shout from the other room when Meghan wants that loser to come in and make her another cup of herbal tea. The thing is, given how fruity Harry and Meghan have been with the truth in the past, how can we trust a word of this? During that Oprah interview, there were several massive exaggerations. Like the idea that they were married in private by the Archbishop of Canterbury the day before. That simply wasn't true. It was probably a rehearsal that Meghan and Harry have decided to embellish. In fact, the Archbishop of Canterbury actually had to come out and deny it, because otherwise he'd have been guilty of committing a crime. What about Meghan saying that her passport was taken off her? Well, she went away with Harry 13 times during her short stint in the UK. She's hardly a hostage, is she? Lobbing out this racism allegation against an unnamed royal so it tarnishes the whole family. Harry decided to make Prince Philip's final moments miserable. He decided to make the Queen's final moments miserable. He's trying to undermine the British monarchy, British society, and damage Britain's reputation on the global stage. And yet he carries on, like the kind of lunatic ex-girlfriend you'd like to just get a restraining order out against. This guy is so out of touch with reality. Do you think he's doing us all a favour by banging on about the climate crisis despite emitting more CO2 from private jets than anyone any of us have ever met? He emits more from his own mouth, considering he spends most of his time talking out of his backside. Unfortunately for Prince Harry, I think he might just be a bit thick. And he's being taken for a mug by publishers looking to sell books and a tin pot soap actress on a power trip. I cannot wait to see copies of his book in the reduced aisle at Asda alongside his reputation.